So, folks, welcome to yet another episode from the TGV Global Speaker Series. And our guest for today is Ulrika Karlsson, and she's joining us from Stockholm, Sweden. Ulrika is an intuitive empath with a remarkable journey of transcending depression and suicidal thoughts. She faced a pivotal choice between life and death and emerged as a beacon of wisdom. With almost 3 decades of experience in Western and Eastern holistic practices, she shares her transformative insights as a spiritual healer, Akashic Records reader, medicine woman, and yoga teacher, all aimed at elevating consciousness and guiding you back to your heart. Join us as Ulrika unveils the secrets of personal growth and transformation in her latest books, Holy Fuck and Sacred Water and The Sacred Soul, and discover her gift of turning inner turmoil into soulful liberation, helping you connect with your true self. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, personal growth through the yogic perspective, here's an exciting twist. First, let us tickle the brain of Ulrika. So, Ulrika, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. So, if you're ready, let's dive in.
I'm ready. And thank you for having me, Naveen. Looking forward to this. Let's go.
Most welcome. And here comes the first word: curiosity.
Growth.
Invention.
Evolution.
Future.
Created in the now.
Book.
Stories.
Movie.
Enjoyment.
Life.
Splendid.
Success.
Amazing.
Creativity.
Life force.
And then energy.
Life force.
And the last one is universe.
Life force.
So, Ulrika, thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively. There is one more waiting towards the end of the episode. And folks, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value not only to your life but also to your career. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ulrika, welcome to TGV, the Guiding Voice. How are you today? Super excited to engage in this amazing conversation. Hearty welcome.
Yes, thank you. I love your energy. I'm happy to be here also. I'm currently in Spain. I left the cold winter in Sweden and arrived here in Spain 2 weeks ago and going to be here in 5 months. So I will be here for until April 2024. So life is easy at the moment. Yes, sun, closeness to ocean, the elements, just enjoying being, actually.
Wow, good to know that. And Ulrika, let's begin with your success mantra. So please talk to us about the top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far.
So there's many things, but 3 things would be what I have on my website and my personal journey, and also what I teach and guide others to. So it's relax. Because if I'm stressed, I don't have the clarity. I can't take conscious decisions. If I'm stressed, I can create diseases, not being at ease. So I create diseases, etc., etc. So the very first thing that we have to do is to relax, to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, because the sympathetic nervous system is on for most of us 24/7, and we are not even conscious of it. So the first step is to relax. And I'm not saying just to take a deep breath, because there's more storage of stress than that. So to really, really relax and to rewire your nervous system. So that's the first part. And then when you relax, everything that you have stored within your body, all traumas, all unexpressed emotions, all stress in body, mind, spirit, etc., will come up to the surface and manifest in different kind of suppressed emotions, perhaps, or perhaps the intensity of the symptoms that you experience. So we have to do a lot of shadow work. We have to release these unprocessed emotions and unresolved traumas, etc. And when we release, it's like a garden full of weeds. If the garden is full of weed, and I want to have a new life, I want to plant new seeds, I want to have new results, then I need to pull out all the weeds first with the roots, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the releasing part. And then I get space to plant new seeds, and then I can receive whatever it is that I long for. So relax, release, receive. It sounds simple, not always so easy to work with the things that you need to release.
Got it. Let's move forward. And please share a personal experience or transformation that you have witnessed in someone as a result of their yogic journey.
Oh, there's so many. I had one woman who was quite sick. She had cancer and she was on heavy medicines, etc., etc. And she came to me just to have like pain release, because as alternative medicine, we can never say that we cure cancer or that we do anything, but we can help them with pain. We can help them to relax. We can help them to connect with themselves and their inner wisdoms, so they know how to heal themselves, because healing, you do it by yourself, even though that you have a guide or somebody that holds your hand. So she came to me for pain relief, and she had a lot of medication, and we worked for a little while. And she could sense, we also had some measurements that she could sense and tangible result of her pain going away. Mm-hmm. And then the pain went away further and further, and she stopped with her medications. And today she is actually cancer-free, and her life has taken a totally different direction. This is actually really, really good. For you who's listening, what's going on inside of you when things are not going as planned? What happens? What thoughts are you having? What's happening in your body? So this is really good.
Yeah.
Everybody should pause more.
All right. So let's move forward. And here comes my next question, which is around mindfulness and meditation. So how do you think this mindfulness and meditation play a role in personal growth through yoga?
A big part. Mm-hmm. Because most people are not mindful. Most people are not conscious. We have access to 5% of consciousness. And this means that we are governed or ruled by 95% of unconscious programs. And they rule our health, our relationship to ourselves, to others, to money, our jobs, etc. So the first step is to become aware that we are not mindful and that we are not conscious, because we can never change anything that we're not aware of. So when we become aware of something, it's like, a pebble in your shoe. First you have the pebble in your shoe, and maybe you take a couple of steps, but it's starting to get to you. So you need to, again, release the pebble from the shoe. So you can do differently, and you can walk with these from there. So mindfulness and meditation, I think, are big parts of personal growth, and to get access to high states of consciousness, to reduce these 95% of unconscious programs into more consciousness. And also I want to add, because from the Western world, a lot of people are also using meditation in a way that is not meant to, because actually the word meditate means center. So many people are using meditation not to feel strong emotions, or if they have strong emotions, maybe to just let them subside. But so actually the question would be, are you meditating not to feel, or do you meditate and allow yourself to feel? So that's a big difference for me. And I think that the world would be a much better place if everybody dealt with their own inner shit, their own karma, the traumas, the 95% of the unconscious programs, and to transform it through the yogic breath, through being more mindful and more conscious, and then to transmit this consciousness out into the collective consciousness. So for me, it has a big part. That you are in the moment, because most people are in the past, when I was rich, or when I had vacation, or when I was happy, or when I was in my optimal weight, or whatever. Or most people are in the future, when I have more money, when I have more time, when I have access to this and that. And this means that most people are not in the present moment. So when we are more mindful and when we meditate, we get access to the present moment, and that's where we can create the future we want to have. And we can also rewire our past, our karma.
Got it. Ulrika, how can we understand and embrace this divine feminine and masculine aspects? Especially, how do we appreciate that these are going to benefit an individual's spiritual journey?
Good question. I love your questions, Naveen. So here's the thing. I'm writing a book about consciousness and about, because we know everything is energy, everything is a vibration that comes in different frequencies, right?
Yeah.
So what we have been seeing in the world for thousands and thousands of years are lower vibrational, lower frequencies. Like we have been living in a lot of fear and a lot of lack and scarcity perspectives. And these are energy with very low vibration and with a low frequency. So the more I do my inner work, the more I clear out this old shit, this old karma, unconscious programs, etc., the higher I raise my vibration. And we know that everything is energy consisting of the polarities of yin and yang. So we all have the yin quality, which is the feminine, and the yang quality, which is the masculine energy within each and one of us. But for thousands of years, we have been in the lower vibrational energies of the feminine and the masculine. For instance, a very clear lower vibrational energy of the masculine is doing, being the good girl or the good guy, always performing, always working. So what we think in the Western world is being like workaholics, like, this is a good thing to be busy and to work a lot. But that's actually a grave imbalance in the root chakra, and it's also the unconscious essence of the masculine, one unconscious essence, and very immature. And then we have immature essences of the feminine that we can see both in ourselves and also what's playing out in the world, and that's manipulation. So when you have these lower vibrational frequencies and you think that this is normal, that's just the illusion. Because when we transform these lower vibrational energies to the more sacred versions of the feminine and the masculine, then we have the clarity that is the masculine essence. It's like a sword that can cut through all the bullshit that we have been telling ourselves, that we have been told from others, and also that we see in the collective consciousness. So we have the clarity and we have this direction, and we can cut through the bullshit and all the lies. But we can't be only with the clarity. We also need the unconditional love that most of us haven't been taught. We have been taught conditioned love, right? So the unconditional love, to love yourself regardless of your weight, regardless of your status, regardless of your wounds, and etc., etc. So we need this empathy and this compassion and this unconditional love. But we cannot also be in only love and light, because if there's only love and light and there's no direction, then we can't spread it anyway. So we need the holy fuck. Like one of my latest books is called Holy Fucking Sacred Water, the Sacred Connections to Everything. So we need to do our inner work to transform and transmute these lower vibrational energies of the feminine and the masculine, to clear out the pollution and to rise in consciousness. And they meet in the heart. The feminine and the masculine energies meet and connect in the heart. So that's why we need to live more from our hearts. And first, to clear out again the weeds, that was the release part. And then we can receive. Then we can receive the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and we will also transmit it from our energy into the collective consciousness.
Yeah, got it. And now let's talk about this mind-body connection in yoga. So how does the mind-body connection contribute to stress relief as well as emotional well-being?
So we know that body, mind, spirit are connected and entangled, but we have been taught again through science and thousands of years that they have been separated, right? And that's why people, they can go to church or they can go to religion, but they don't still feel aligned. Yeah. Because for me, being religious has nothing to do with being spiritual, because you can be very religious and don't being spiritual, and you can be very spiritual and you don't have to, to believe in a God, because I believe that the God is inside of us, the God, the universe, the life force, the source, whatever we want to call it. So we know about this alignment, and we also know that in Western world, many people can have physical symptoms, and then we treat the physical symptoms, but it can be the soul that is communicating that, hey, I'm happy, you're not aligned. You're not aligned on who you are on a soul level. You're not aligned to your soul's mission. So, and it can also be stored emotional traumas that causes physical manifestations, diseases, discomfort, symptoms, etc. So if we work with one perspective, like I do karma clearings in the Akashic Record, that's one angle to align body, mind, and spirit. And also from the yoga therapeutic perspective that I work with, you can align the body. You can, again, relax, release, receive, and be in alignment with your body, and then aligned to who you are in soul and spirit. And the word, I'm born and raised in Sweden. The word in Swedish for breath is andetag. And that literally means to connect with spirit. Mm-hmm. So our word for breath is to connect with the spirit. And most people are disconnected in their breathing patterns. They have a very restricted and limited way of breathing. And if you have a restricted way of breathing, obviously you have a restricted access to source, to soul, to spirituality, etc. So that's why we need to work on holistic disciplines to make it all aligned. I'm a physiotherapist, so I cannot treat a back or a knee or a headache if I know that there's something else that I need to look upon. And that's what I like with you coming from India, Naveen, with Ayurveda. Ayurveda and yoga goes hand in hand. Yeah. You cannot do one without the other. So again, here in the Western countries, we can treat migraine, and it's the same treatment, whether you're a Vata, Pitta, or a Kapha dosha. And then some people are getting helped by these medications of migraine, and other people are not. But in Ayurveda and Yogic therapeutic, then you are always looking at, okay, so what dosha is this, and how can I support and balance this dosha with the others? So again, it's very important.
Wonderful. So this is kind of eye-opening conversation, and personally, it's a kind of causing a lot of awareness within me as well. And let's switch gears and move forward, Ulrika. So what practices or methods can help individuals raise their vibrational frequency and achieve higher states of consciousness?
So again, I know that there's many people out there that are doing what I call spiritual bypass. Mm-hmm. Like they are putting up vision boards and they are trying just to make affirmations and think positive, etc., etc. Again, that is good in one way to see it. But if you have a lot of shit stored in your cells, in your DNA, these 95% of unconscious programs that is running the show, you need to address it. You need to become aware of it, and you need to transmute it. So there's no way around it. We cannot do a spiritual bypass and bypass the body, or bypass emotions, bypass stored traumas that lingers in our cells and our DNA. So this is what we need to do for us to grow and raise our vibration. And most people are also talking about raising vibration, like also the ascending flow, which is the masculine flow. We need to be enlightened, we need to move upwards, we need to, but we are forgetting about the descending flow, the feminine flow. And this is what most people in the yogic community are doing, like, oh, we want to be enlightened, so we do a lot of sun salutations. But what about the moon salutations? What about honoring the essences of yin and yang, and also to work with the descending flow? Because the ascending flow, that is the way of being, of like manifesting, but the descending flow is the way to be free. And you cannot manifest if you don't have these flows in balance, right? Then you can only manifest bits and pieces of your true potential. Because when you work with a descending flow, you bring the energy from your head space, overthinking, being over analytical, too rational, etc., and you bring it down into the body, into your heart space. So we need to, again, relax, release, and receive. That's the only way. We cannot do any spiritual bypass, because then we will face it again in another shape or form, because everything is energy, and energy never dies, right?
Yeah.
So it all always comes back to myself, to do the inner work, to create the space in the garden for the things that I want to have and the things that I want to receive. I have to create, and I create it by removing the karma, removing the past, so I can be in my dharma.
Yeah. Got it. And let's also talk about the potential benefits and outcomes of consistently raising one's vibration through these yogic practices.
So everything is an evolution, right? I'm born and raised in Sweden. So there, the nature is, we have winter, we have spring, we have summer, we have autumn. And it's this intelligence in universe that is like orchestrating all of this. None of us have to do anything because for us to get summer, etc. And this divine life force, this prana, this chi, this force is with each and one of us. So we have been disconnected from the natural cycles, right? Like the month of December in Sweden, it's so dark. It's the sun maybe rises at 9 o'clock in the morning and it sets at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's really dark. And we know when it's dark, people need to rest more, to contemplate, to reflect, etc. But December is most busiest month in Sweden. So you have to do Christmas shopping, Christmas cleaning, Christmas preparations, and then you have all these Christmas parties. So we are disconnected from the natural cycles of nature. And this disconnection also creates this gap, this split, disconnection in each and one of us, in body, mind, and spirit. So this is also what we are unconsciously transmitting out there, right?
Yeah.
So and so the beneficiary when you do your practice, and also most people believe that yoga are these big sun salutations, but I have developed another kind of yoga that is very much more in the divine feminine essence. So with small asanas, but with a lot of focus and intention on your breathing and on your internal organs, etc. So when you relax, when you release, when you receive clarity, you receive more consciousness. You are working from a more relaxed state of being. You are relaxed in your nervous system, your hormonal system. And from this space, you have access to more clarity. You can make more conscious choices. You have access to more of you, right? So the beneficiaries are multiple, as we are multidimensional beings. You have so much more access. And then you get access to your gifts, to your unique gifts and your unique frequency.
Superb. And Ulrika, this has been an incredible conversation with a lot of eye-opening insights. And it's time for us to add some spice and add some excitement to the episode. With your consent, I'm going to kick off a quick second rapid fire round with a set of intriguing questions. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Here comes the first bullet out of the rapid fire round two. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
It would say relax, release, receive.
Relax, release, and receive. Superb. And if you could meet any living celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm not into celebrities because I'm into authenticity and I'm into unconditional love. So
Mhm.
I guess that would be the Dalai Lama. I would love to sit down and talk with the Dalai Lama and see his
Mhm.
approach and perspective on things today.
Mm.
Yes.
Awesome, and wish you good luck. I hope you get a chance to talk to him. And Ulrika, can you describe yourself in just one word?
Energy.
And what's a hobby or skill that you have always wanted to learn?
Wow. I would like to learn how to move objects with your mind.
Wow. How to move objects with mind. Superb. Yeah.
Like mind over matter. I would like to master that thing.
Mm, mm, yeah. Next one is what is your favorite way to unwind and relax?
So I live as I preach. I walk the talk. So I have just been on the beach here doing yoga. First, I take a long walk along the ocean with my little puppy, and then I do yoga. I do a lot of breathing exercises, and then I follow my heart. I follow my intuition and surrender. Like
Mm,
surrender is a divine feminine aspect that most of us are really not so good at. So I'm practicing surrendering, and knowing that all is an illusion. And the more I surrender, the more truth and the more visions of how things really are I get to experience. So practicing every day.
superb. Loved it. And the last bullet out of rapid fire, what is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you'd like to see or invent yourself?
A peace machine.
Awesome. Loved it. And yeah, that was great rapid fire. With that, let's flip back to the mainstream. So, Ulrika, as you wrap up our conversation, could you share one piece of advice or a message you would like to leave our audience with, something that can inspire and resonate with them on their own way of self discovery and growth?
So we are in very turbulent times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's designed this way. It's designed that we are in a collective awakening. It started the year 2020, which actually was the year of the heart, but most people chose fear. That's the 95% of the unconscious programs. So it started 2020. We had the opportunity to choose more from our heart, to choose more from love. And most people still have not. And we are now still in the year 2023, which is a 7 in numerology, which is all about to connect to your spirit, to prepare yourself for 2024, which is an 8, which is here to stir shit up to the surface. So if you find yourself that you are depressed, you could also interpret the word depressed as a deep rest, a deep rest for body, mind, and soul. So if you are in a dark space, perhaps you are the seed that is about to be planted so you can receive more of love and peace and freedom.
So powerful. I love the message, and I enjoyed every bit of this conversation. So, how is your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice platform?
I loved your energy. I love you have very good questions. I love your energy. I love, yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked also that the universe orchestrated a pause in the middle, so people also get the chance to reflect upon themselves. What happened, when we relax.
Yeah.
Again, most people don't want to relax because we keep ourselves busy physically or mentally 24 hours, and then we are wondering why we don't feel good or why we're not aligned. So I liked it a lot. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And also, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Because for me, this is also one way to pay it forward. If it's one thing that I say, one word or one sentence that I say that resonates with you, perhaps it will be like for me many years ago when I heard something on Oprah Winfrey show. I didn't commit suicide. I didn't end my life. So here I am paying it forward and giving it to you.
Such a great conversation, and I loved every bit of this. Pleasure to host you, Ulrika, and looking forward to having you again on the show, and really appreciate you taking time. Thank you once again.
And thank you. The same to you. Thank you.
All right, so friends, that was our episode with Ulrika Karlsson. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you haven't already subscribed to TGV, the Guiding Voice podcast, please subscribe from wherever you have tuned in, because subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed and found the conversation useful, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like the Guiding Voice. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now let's cruise into the trivia segment. We had an amazing guest, Ulrika from Sweden, and I thought I would share a few less known facts about Sweden. Here is the first fact. It is about right to roam. Sweden's Allemansrätten, or the right to roam, is a unique concept that allows people to explore the countryside freely, even on private land, promoting a strong connection with nature and outdoor activities. And the second one is about world's longest art gallery. The Stockholm Metro is renowned for being the world's longest art gallery, with its stations adorned with impressive sculptures, mosaics, and paintings, making it a fascinating blend of public transportation and art. Third is about Ice Hotel. Sweden's Ice Hotel, located in Jukkasjärvi, is a remarkable and unique accommodation entirely constructed from ice and snow, and it's rebuilt every winter, offering an extraordinary experience for visitors. So that's it from my side from Sweden perspective. Likewise, if you know any interesting facts related to Sweden, please share your comments on YouTube, or you can comment on social media platform wherever you have found this episode. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV community. Folks, we would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback, topic recommendations, guest speaker suggestions, or anything that you'd like to share, either through social media, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com. Let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you on the next episode with another amazing guest.